Levack and Goz live from the Techies Fire and Water Restoration Studios. Kind of. My house has gotten very close to that. Yet again, as my buddy Zach from Fitzgerald Handyman, he's up here just redoing my bathroom, and he got like halfway through something today, and just all of a sudden he's in the kitchen. He starts getting rained on, so we almost had to have the guys come back and do some work, do some work around the house. Good times, great oldies is what I like to say.
We can't get a picture of that for the visual audience. The nice rain from the capital region.
No, it wasn't it wasn't like a full water fixture, but it definitely. And like Zach's the best. He's over here. He's like, yeah, at least it happened now. I didn't put the floor in yet. I'm like, oh, okay, all right. I'm glad you're positive about it. My house is haunted. Like anybody who's ever been in my house knows that it's like it's unique in its own way, but like. Every worker that I've ever had come in here and go, yeah, no, I can do it. Like my cable guy back in the day, Zach, when he first started working on the house, all these people, they're like, you're fine. It's fine. Like by the time they leave, they're like, I don't know what the fuck is wrong with your house. Like, I think like some kind of pagan goat god lives in your basement or something and is ruining everything. So there it is. So here we are. So
I haven't been in your house in
Tuesday,
months.
Everybody.
Happy Tuesday. I think I'll stay it that way.
Well, once we get the new bathroom, I'll have people over again because the old bathroom was so gross. It was just this pink and brown like vomit from the 70s.
Ooh.
And I've always hated it. It's always embarrassed me. It's like the house. All in all, my house isn't a bad house, but that bathroom was inexcusable, and I just never had the cash to do it. So what I did was. I leveraged my position at Techies Fire and Water Restoration, had them come in and gut the bathroom, little employee discount. And then my buddy Zach, who's an amazing handyman, has been doing all the work on the house already, put the flooring in and all that stuff. I was like, now that it's gutted, you get to put the bathroom in. And he goes, I don't have to do the demo? I'm like, no. He goes, I'm there. So here we go.
All right, as bad or as good as the house is at this point, or where it'll improve. I've got some beef. with the Albany Empire.
You got beef?
My employer, the wonderful team. I got some issues over the last.
You got issues, all right.
I say last 12 hours. All right, involved in the Empire. I want to make sure this report's true from Abby, the beat writer, covers the team, everything else. A lot happened. Did you see her tweet about players leaving the team and suspensions? I know some of this is covered in the coach's show. I caught a little bit of the coach's show today. Let's start with the players who are not on the team. Tiberius Lampkin's gone. Is that what the report's out there's true?
Is that a report I've seen? I haven't seen. I don't know.
Okay. All right.
No. Yes, actually, yeah.
Okay.
No, yeah. Yeah. He's one of the salt of the earth good people that you'll ever meet in your life. I love Lampkin. I love Lamp. And he needed to go back to his family. So that's what he's doing. He's going back to his family. He's a phenomenal running back. You saw him get better and better at linebacker. But we have, I can't speak to the whole thing, but I have nothing but good things to say about Tiberius Lampkin. And he's no longer on the Albany Empire.
Marco Roscoe has been activated from the IR. I know there was talk of maybe potentially he could go in the most recent home game, but he is now likely going to be kicking this weekend agaut San Antonio.
No, he'll be kicking the next home game.
Okay.
So he's activated. He's completing his workout. I mean, I guess there's still a chance that he would kick this week, but I would say that expect him for July 16th. Would be my bet.
Is that decision anywhere in the factor of Derek Vaca being featured in one of the most recent CBS 6's Upstate Sports Edge pieces? Is that why he's playing longer, where he's being teased as the most popular athlete in the capital region with one of our new features? Does that have anything to do with it?
I don't know what is the CBS 6? What is this? I've never heard of this.
There's the first plug. All right, there's my first plug.
Well, no. Marco Roscoe's our kicker. He got hurt pretty bad, and he tried to play through it. Didn't exactly work out the way he would have liked, and if he could have kept playing, he would have. So Vaca came in, basically off the couch and saved us. So he'll kick until Mark's ready, and then Mark will take his job back.
All right. What about the suspensions? I'm ticked off because I think they're complete garbage, at least how it's been worded, that the suspensions are indefinite. So I believe
that's
I caught
a joke. That's a mistake. In my opinion, that's a mistake. There's man, this sucks. I hate being Jeffy.
Do you want?
No. Screw it. I don't care. Whatever. I could use a vacation. Hopefully, I get suspended.
No, I was just going to add context of what happened in the game. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Do that, and then I'll tell you what I think.
For those who missed the game, there was a play involving Brandon Cisse and Nick Hague. Behind the play, now our replay crew, our production crew is great.
Oh my God, the best. Myriad is amazing.
Just because of where the camera was moving, they were not watching the play behind. So Andrew Santillo, I'm going to blame him a little bit on this.
Yeah,
he might
be right. Blame Santillo. He's fun to blame.
There was a hit behind the play that he believes was Nick Hague. I thought it was Brandon Cisse because Cisse was quick to the official. Cisse had a back and forth to the official. Then the Columbus Lions got involved. He was ejected from the game later on for a second personal foul, and he left the game. Nick Hague had a personal foul already out there, and with about a minute to go, he's chirping. He's still intense as more times on the clock. And he must have just said the magical words. We'll use a baseball comparison here, where Hague is behind the official, and the flag just goes up in the air like he was getting tossed out of a baseball game from the dugout. And he gets a second personal. Now, we had fun on the broadcast because we started joking around that he was Bobby Valentine because he wouldn't get off the field. Even though there was a minute left, he didn't go back to the locker room, and he didn't. I don't know how much of a factor that played in this, but
Nick didn't know he was kicked out.
Okay, I'm glad you followed that up with that, because hearing that these guys were both indefinitely suspended, I didn't see a punch get thrown. I didn't see somebody use a weapon as a helmet. There could have been so many other things to get a suspension, but it looked like these guys just got tossed out of a game they're winning, by the way. So hearing that report, it's like something's not matching up here.
It is not an indefinite suspension.
Okay.
It is a 1-game suspension. I think that the league, so like there's league policies that are being reworked and looked at almost every day because there's so much new blood in the league. But I believe what they do is they do the indefinite suspension right off the rip, just in case there's an appeal or new information comes out, rather than say, hey, it's a 1-game suspension right away, which is what you get 2 personal fouls, you get kicked out of a game. That's all there is to it. And on top of that, you get the game suspension, 9 times out of 10, unless something happens where it looks like you didn't deserve any of the suspension. What sucks for Nick is it was a minute left in the game, Nick Hague, there's not a more passionate, fiery person in the world of sports than Nick Hague. So I wasn't right there. I mean, as a matter of fact, I was watching from here, my secret lair. And he gets fired up and he says stuff you're probably not supposed to say. We don't know anyone like that. I thought that the officiating crew on Sunday was the best officiating that we've seen in the NAL all season. So yes, for them to decide that the way to stop, because all right, let's forget which side Brandon Cisse and Nick Hague are on, because I love my guys. I go to war for my guys. Coach Manas was on the phone with the commissioner all morning trying to are we sure this is what we have to do? Are we sure we have to do it this way? But you saw it. That game was dangerously close to getting out of hand. It was dangerously close to Columbus and Albany fighting. So I think for the time that you needed to make a statement, the guys who were standing up were our guys. It sucks. I don't disagree that they should have hit the showers. But I hate the suspension. Obviously, I hate the suspension. But if my guys clotheslined somebody WWE style and brought out a 2x4 like Hacksaw Jim Duggan, I'd still hate the suspensions. But I think that officiating crew did what they needed to do to keep order. And now there's repercussions that go on top of that. And it'll be that these 2 guys don't get to make this trip to San Antonio.
And it sucks because of how good San Antonio's playing as well. Like, this is a playoff potential shifting suspension by both of these players because they've been so good for the team to not have those guys out in the lineup. That is at the top of the storylines for the NAL this upcoming weekend and how that shakes out, because the Empire come off a huge win against Columbus. Like, that's a battle for second place, potentially could decide who gets a home playoff game, and to flip it to San Antonio to not have those guys. That really sucks. That's awful. I also want to add another thing here, just in case people missed the game on Saturday. You'd mentioned that you were watching the game from there. You did not get thrown out of the game. You were sick.
No.
If that got confusing.
Ryan Hewlett, who's our director of corporate partnerships, he's dubbed Sunday's game the Levack flu game. If you hear, I still don't have my voice all the way back. I don't know. I think it was allergies or whatever. Like I took a COVID test in the morning. I did all those things because I felt awful. Like I felt it in my sinuses. My stomach was doing backflips. And I just had that post-nasal drip every time like I moved. Like if somebody was like over here and I'm like, oh, like whatever. So probably second quarter on until the Apex relay race, every time I was on the field, I went in the back and threw up in a garbage can. And it was phlegm. Nobody's eating right now. If you are, I'm sorry. It looked like I was throwing up straight oysters. It was disgusting. Like, and I don't eat oysters. But the weirdest thing about it was, God bless the MVP security people. They ran and got me. They saw me come off the field and I was green. And Jeff, who's one of the security guards, we lovingly call him Vef. He was like, get Levack a garbage can right now. And I'm like, dude, that's my guy. No one's around. I'm in the back. Just like bowling, bend down, throw up. I look up, there's like 30, like the entire Empress crew is around me, all this other stuff. And I'm just like, I'm not like a street magician. Like, get the fuck out of here or put money in my hat. Like one of the two. And like, so that happened like 3-4 times. 3 times it happened. It was almost a fourth. And after the halftime, Mike Corda looked at me and went, "Why are you still here?" And I was like, well, I went to hand him the microphone, and he like repelled like a vampire with a cross, like, and I went, I gotta do what I gotta do. And CP's like, there's one more thing, and then he's got to leave. So I did the Apex relay race, and then Mike told me I had 2 choices. I could go home and rest, or he could beat my ass, drag me out of the MVP arena, and I would get rest that way. And I went home.
You chose A.
I didn't want to hurt the big bald bastard. I didn't want him, listen, I'm pretty spry for a fat guy. As Goz like say, I'm country strong. I didn't want to hurt him. I didn't throw up on him to add insult to injury. That would have been terrible.
I would have found it entertaining if you were sick and then threw up during the halftime.
I kept telling everybody, I'm like, this is the time we make Sports Center.
This is it.
Like, this is when we do, like, I was really hoping it was going to be during the proposal.
I got a question about the proposal. I know.
Actually, you're not the only one, because Tommy Gross is in here too.
I just want to add one thing.
How did you pull the wedding proposal? How did you pull the wedding proposal on Sunday? That was great, along with getting the W and the banner drops. The CP, Caroline Perry, she said all the entire thing, and then I just get to go out and be cool and hang out with our amazing season ticket holders.
You guys faked it out like it was going to be a relay race, and then the guy didn't have the blindfold on. Do we know the names of the now happily engaged couple?
It was I want to say it was Jamie and Melanie. I know it was Jamie. My notes are somewhere around here. Just good people. I was talking to them for a little bit, and I was like prepping them, right? So because you and I used to do the on-field stuff. That was our job. We both did it. So I'm sitting there, and we're telling them it's going to be it's a special season ticket holder promotion. It was going to be like a dizzy bat. Well, we were doing it they were out of a random draw of season ticket holders. It was that they were the ones selected. So we're going to spin you 10 times and you're going to run. So I looked at them both, and like, I know what's going on. He knows what's going on. She has no idea what's going on. And I go, I just want to give you guys a heads up. I have found that 9 times out of 10, the people who take a second and gather themselves before they start running after being spun are the ones who win. Because in my mind, he's going to be on one knee in front of her. She's going to take off like a shot and just like annihilate, like knee to the grill, blood everywhere, nose splattered. So sure enough, we take her blindfold off, and she had that like rabbit look, like she was about to go. And I was like, look down. And I didn't even have to, because she, like, you saw her eyes light up. And then like she took a while to react. And I'm sitting there going, I was joking all day, because you guys, I'm a dick. I'm like, I hope she says no. I hope she says no. I hope she says no. I hope they get married and they live happily ever after later on in life. But I hope she says no. I think it'll be hysterical if she says no. And then I'm going to throw up on the field. And there was a point where she's standing there just looking at him, and I'm like, oh my God, she hasn't taken the ring yet. She's going to say no. And now I feel terrible, because I spoke this into reality in my mind. And sure enough, he puts the ring on her finger, and I'm like, oh God. And then Harold Love and Cornelius Lewis and all of our big guys come over and start hugging them. I'm like, every good proposal has to end with a lot of love. I love our guys, man, that they went in and hugged them and they were a part of that. That was awesome. So very excited, and I might offer my service. They might be the third couple I ever marry if they're interested. Minister Jeff might jump in the game, and I'll marry them.
Hit them up, Jamie. Make it happen. Have it being
very
continue to have
expensive.
the Empire.
Very
there.
expensive.
Yes, all right.
I'm gonna need a room and an open bar.
Those guys for the Empire were a part of that big hug at the end of there. Also, were a part of the dance competition with the kids. Those guys were cracking me up during the game.
God,
man.
so
funny.
Did you see when Hollis broke out the dance and all the guys danced with him after the one interception?
Yes.
So we're sitting there, we're talking about like, how did you guys figure that out? And apparently they just walked up to Hollis and they went, what dance are we doing? And Hollis is like, love don't cost a thing. And he breaks out the move. If you go watch it, CP did it for us. If you go to our social media, it's from a Nick Cannon movie called Love Don't Cost a Thing, where he does this stupid dance and then everybody's doing it with him. And they broke that out. Like, where do you pull that from, Hollis? Like, where does that? Like, I love our guys this year. We have an amazing group.
He's so good, and he's gotten so much. He's improved every game. He likes the conditioning.
Iron Man of the week.
He should. He definitely should. The last thing I have for you for the Empire, because I know you and I got a show coming up on the weekend. We'll talk more about the match and everything. Travel situation. This is the first trip to San Antonio, right? Anything different?
Second. Remember, we lost
thank
there.
you. That's right. Nothing's changing. Same style. Leaving the same day. I know I mentioned because it's technically semi-July 4th weekend, so I don't know, and the world is weird right now.
No, well, just a minor difference is like last time we traveled, we took the bus to another airport. We're going out of Albany, flying to Albany, and we're flying back into Albany. So trying to make it as easy on the guys as possible. Mike Corda has, listen, his daughter, I lovingly call her 2.0 because she's Mike 2.0. That poor child is going to be broke because Mike's spending every penny he's going to have and every penny he would have potentially left for her. So the guys will get there Friday. And hopefully, so the newest member of the team, we just announced today about, less than an hour ago, about an hour ago, Jay Rich is back. So Coach Jeremy Richardson is now back on the field. Since Nick Hague's not going to travel, Jay Rich, we signed him today as a player. He's going to play linebacker. And we both know he can play fullback too. So he's going to add to the team, but the Sam Casanova and Marco Wade were on the show today too. And they said that Jay Rich told everybody, we started their win streak down in San Antonio. It's up to us to stop it. So now he gets to go out there, and he told them that when he was just the coach. Now he's the coach and he's playing. So, and we both know that guy's intense. He's one of the best guys out there. Wait.
I got to clear that up there. So it's not a one-day contract. Like he's going to be a player or is that not a you question? Is that a Coach Manas question?
No, well, we talked about it. Feel free to go check out the Coaches Show live from Sea Smoke Waterfront and Grill on Starbuck Island. And of course, our season-long sponsor, Standard Heating, Cooling, and Insulating. They don't charge for crappy little visits. They come out and they help you out. Basically, as of this moment, Jay Rich is playing this week. Now, if everybody's back and everybody's healthy and whatever, and he's more valuable in the polo on the sideline being the coach, that's what he's going to do. So, you hear about these like 5-tool players. Jay Rich is a 3-tool coach. He can coach, he can tackle, and he can run the rock. So, and he's in amazing shape. I'm a little worried he's too small. My dude is lean. Like he is in phenomenal shape because he was big. Like you think about it, when he played linebacker, I want to say he played linebacker at like 230. He ran the ball at like 215, 220. He's probably like 195, 200 right now. He's in amazing shape. Like that dude looks in a polo the way I mentally look in a polo until I see a picture of myself. That's what that dude looks like. Also, he's in the hype video because how good he looks in a polo. Like that's it.
No dreadlocks though, as our guy Ryan McCarthy points out. That's gonna be a little weird.
I almost brought that up to him, but Jay Rich is the kind of guy that I almost wonder if that would bother him. You know what I mean? Like because he loved his hair. He was very proud of his hair. He took that off because when he decided to, change the chapter from player to coach, he wanted to look just that next level more professional. And now he's going back out there. He looks good, though. Dude's just a good-looking dude. I hate how good-looking he is. I hate him. I hate that I love him. He's my boy. But no, he's think about it. It's one less thing you can, if he does decide, if like Shorts is running the ball so well and Cashnova's running the ball so well. I don't know how much he'll have to run the ball. But if he does, it's one less thing you can grab to tackle him. That hair's not there no more, kids.
Kickoff set for Saturday, 8 o'clock Eastern in San Antonio. 8 o'clock Eastern for that kickoff.
7 o'clock Central, which is 8 o'clock Eastern, and it's very annoying.
Let's give some love to our friends over at Mohawk Honda. It is the summer. You're looking to trade in your vehicle. They're going to buy your vehicle. They want your car. How about this? You can trade back your vehicle and get the price you paid for it at Mohawk Honda. Glenville, New York. Check out their website. Make an appointment today with the great people over there. Shout out to Greg Johnson and Lindsey Harridan, Cam McKenna, Brian McKenna. There's so many great people over there. VIP, man, Morales. We're going to run through the list. John Lucas, man. I love everybody over at Mohawk Honda. And maybe you've got to head into a collision center at some point, whether it be Mohawk Honda or Mohawk Chevrolet. Levack, is the vehicle in the collision center yet?
No, it's going to go in when I go after the season. I'm going down to visit my nephew and his wife, and I'm dropping it off the day before I take off. It's only supposed to be like 3 or 4 days for mine, but I just don't want them to rush. Like, I love my truck so much, and I trust the collision center so much. I don't know what the hell 3-stage paint is, but I have it, and it's going to take some time.
I'm convinced that I'm going to constantly forget when your car is going in. So don't be shocked if throughout the summer I ask, Levack, where's your vehicle? Because that would be me. I would forget I dropped it off there, or I just like that's.
Well, that's the beauty of it too. Like they're so backed up. They were gonna, because of it, they were gonna get it in. They were gonna do the work and whatever. I could have dropped it off. I think like this next week. I think I would have been able to get it in. And there's no, like, the first thing they tell you, right? They go and they look at it and they go, okay, where we are, no exposed metal. So you don't have to worry about rust. It's not going to get any worse. I'm like, can I wash it? Yes. And then I go, well, what if I bring it in then? Like a month, 2 months from now? They're like, that's fine. That's actually, thank you. So it's great when you can go ask those questions. Like, because if it was metal exposed, well, then I got to get it in, because with the rain and the wash and whatever, it could rust, and then I got to deal with something worse. Ask the right questions, get the right answers. They're there to help.
Mohawk Honda, where they always go out of their way to please you. That's a nice thing. For our visual audience, Levack was just chugging something.
I know. It's been a day. I don't have a voice, so I get to drink, I think.
Yeah, that's fair. Did you see the walk-off home run by Aaron Judge and what happened following this? Have you heard the little controversy around this now with Big 99?
What is the – no, I don't – I've seen the 2 walk-offs. I mean, you think about it, like he beat the Astros 2 or 4 times. You know, he had the I gave up on both those games. I feel like such a loser. I really do. But he's playing better baseball than anyone in Major League Baseball.
To sum it up, Meredith Marakovitz had a post game interview with him, and by the way, it felt really long. She got like 6 questions on the field, and I thought the old rule is you get
I'll
2.
answer whatever she asks.
Right? The last one was something, I'm paraphrasing here, something along the lines of like, what gives you confidence to perform in that spot deep in the game, something like that.
Yeah.
And he said that's what you're supposed to do when you're the best player on the team. And some people looked at that comment as a direct shot to the arbitration situation going on with the Yankees, saying that like, hey, I should be paid as the best player on the team because I'm playing like the best player on the team. It feels like it's the first time Aaron Judge, maybe in his entire career, has ever shown, I guess we'll describe it as an attitude, but I loved it. I thought it was great.
Yeah. Well, here's the deal, right? So you say the first, remember he in Boston, when they won the playoff game in Boston, he walked out with the boombox playing New York and everything. That backfired on him, and he kind of quieted down. If you're going to be the captain, which you would assume that's what, part of this whole thing would end up being if he's going to get the money that he wants, you got to have that swagger. Like Jeter never said it, but Jeter lived it. Like when you heard Jeter talk, the rare times he spoke, there was never a moment where Jeter spoke and you were like, oh, that guy doesn't think he's the best player on the team. No, Derek Jeter, when Derek Jeter spoke, Derek Jeter was like, no, I'm the best. I am. Why wouldn't I be? That's what I do. Judge is playing better than anyone in baseball. Judge is the best player on the Yankees. And for him to say something like that, you got to take that one of 2 ways as his teammates, right? One is, that's my guy. I can count on him. 2 is, screw that guy. I'm better than him. Now prove it. Like, I don't see any reason that's not great. I don't think. And by the way, as far as the arbitration thing goes, it's bullshit. I'm so pissed off about how the arbitration went. Oh, let's split the difference. No, give him the 21 million, you freaking losers. Oh, well, we'll split it. We'll give you 19, and you get $250,000 if you're MVP, and another $250,000 if you're World Series MVP. Those kind of things make me wonder if Buster's like Buster Only when he says that he's not going to be a Yankee next year. He's probably right. Because if I'm Judge, I'm looking at that crap going, you know what? Hometown discount, whatever, out the door, buddy.
It felt so obvious that like 19 was going to be that number, but like you just pointed out, why should it be? Like, why should I? This is Aaron Judge. Like we're analyzing what might be said. Why would I compromise? Because I've had to compromise constantly throughout my career, and now the moment where I don't have to compromise, I'm not going to. As you mentioned, the hometown discount should never exist in professional sports. Hell, it shouldn't exist in any type of business. Like if you got an opportunity to stay at a job and you're performing, you should get what you deserve and get what you get paid. Like
Tom Brady made it cool. Tom Brady made it cool to do the hometown discount because they should have spent more money around him. But like to know that there's a certain amount of money, like even in baseball, like only Steve Cohen's going to spend the money that everybody wants the Yankees to spend. You sometimes you gotta leave a little on the table. But like not if they're going to treat you the way they're treating him. Screw that. Give me all the monies.
Exactly right. And I love the answer because, like, when Meredith Morakovitz is asking that question, that's fine to give an answer that you've got self-confidence that you can perform because any athlete, and again, we'll cross over to, like, even post-athletics, if you're working in your job and you think you're good at your job, great. Like, you should. Like, if you've performed to that level, like, hey, I think I'm the best at what I do, and I can back it up. And especially when you're asking them moments after they were put in a setting where I get to back it up and I just proved it. Hell yeah, you should stick your chest out a little bit and say, and if that is a motivating chip on the shoulder, whatever type of thing that this contract is hanging over his head and gets to prove people wrong every single day, whatever motivates you, because that's working. And if you get to say, I'm the best player on the team and that's firing you up every single game, keep doing it. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. To the point where, like you said, though, like, if Yankee fans would still like him back, so don't use 100%. Too much. But
right. But here's the thing. The difference, in my opinion, the difference between arrogance and confidence is your ability to do the things you say you're going to do. You sound arrogant when you say you're the best and you're not, or you say you're the best and you don't help other people get better. When you are the best and you say you're the best and you're a team player, everybody on that roster loves him. Well, then you're just confident. That's all it is. And for a fan base and even non-fans who have always said, oh man, I wonder how good he could be if he was healthy. Okay, he's showing you. He's showing you how good he could be if he was healthy. And if he hit 60 home runs this year, which he's on pace for 63 or something like that, 62, 63. If he had 60 home runs this year, finishes the season in a World Series, and you think you're getting away for less than Mike Trout money, who he's just annihilating right now, and who's the better baseball player, you're out of your freaking mind. You're out of your freaking mind. And guess what? If you get in a situation where you end up giving him an 8, 9, 10-year deal, and for 5 years he's this, and then 5 years he's okay, good. You paid him for the freaking 7 years before that he didn't make a dime to sell tickets for you all the time, be the face of baseball. The only thing that I feel Judge has done wrong is marry the crazy drunk chick who is like, you know my fiancés, you know my boyfriends. That's the only thing I think he's done wrong. And I think he's going to pay for that at some point. But I hope not. And there's a support group here. It's called All of Us. We'll help you through it, Judge.
Ryan thinks that Judge should start to turn heel. Like this should be a promo after every game where he just embraces the dark side.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it. Well, because here's the thing. Like there's two people when it comes to the Yankees, right? There's Yankee fan. Actually, let me just put it. There's three people when it comes to the Yankee fan. There's Yankee fan who loves us no matter what we do, blah, 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 blah. There's Yankee fan who hates you no matter what you do, blah, blah, blah. And then there's everyone else who hates you no matter what you do. As a Yankee fan who loves the Yankees, I always root for them. They piss me off sometimes, whatever. I'm fine with them being more hated. I think it's hysterical. I'll laugh my ass off. As the Yankee fans who hate everybody no matter what, screw them. Who cares? They're freaking assholes. But as everybody else who hated me more, oh my God, it's must-watch TV. I'm in. He's got to start coming out to the Imperial March, like Vader's music. Like, go all in. If that's what he wants to do, do it. Do it. No more Mr. Nice Guy. 7 feet tall, number 99 from somewhere in ass crack, California. Boom, boom, boom. He comes out and somebody like he makes all the guys who used to be there that we all love, like Didi Gregorius and Therese. They come out and they pull the cape off his shoulders and he hits. Oh, I'm in. Let's do it. I'm all about it. Let's go.
I like how you have that mindset for like the heel role. I don't know why my mind keeps going to like White Goodman from Dodgeball, Ben Stiller's character, where like Judge is going to grow out one of those mustaches. We're better than you, and we know it. Globo Joe.
I want him to go Kenny Powers from Eastbound and Down. I want to hit a home run and then point to the wall. I'm like, you're effing out of here. And if you haven't watched Eastbound and Down, at least the first 2 seasons, you're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong. I lost track later, but the first season's amazing.
The first season
of the Embry show, I should call it.
I feel like the podcast audience never got the stick from you and I. I think we both agree on it still. The first season of Eastbound and Down was so good. It got just 3 seasons after. Like the other seasons, but the first season just basically in modern times it'd just be like, let's give you a 4-season run because of how good that just was.
You're selling it short. It got 3 more seasons, some stupid show called Vice Principals, and Righteous Gemstones. Like it was so good that it was like Danny McBride walk in and go, I want to make this. And they were like, yes, just please yell your effing out all the time. Please. You got it.
Danny McBride. I almost forget his name sometimes because I just feel like he is Kenny Powers. Like I don't even know if there's a difference between those two.
He's never had a better role. He's never even as good as he is as in This Is the End. A bunch. I mean, he's funny. Dude is straight funny. But Kenny Powers is again, Heath Embry is Kenny Powers, but he's just not as good. That show is phenomenal.
This Is the End is becoming a cult classic. That scene where he's sitting there at the kitchen table eating cereal when they're God, it's so good.
Well, how about when it's long enough I can say it. How about when Channing Tatum is dry humping his leg? Come on, it's pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing. It's a great show.
Do you say Corey Greenwich wrote in?
Hi guys, is today his birthday?
Yesterday was his birthday. Of course, I left Corey a message. Happy birthday, Corey. Congrats, you did it. Immediately wrote back. Thanks, Ghazi. What did I do?
I told him he's a legend. That's what he is. He's a legend. He's on radio more than either one of us nowadays. So, I like that like Dory and Mel are like 2 of the nicest guys in the history of the universe. And then when they hear Corey's voice, you can almost hear him go, oh, great, here we go. Here it comes again. All right.
He loves Mel Kiper. Corey loves him.
Here comes this. Tell me who the 17 best quarterbacks in the league are. Great. All right. Fantastic.
SeatGeek.com.
SeatGeek.
I would let SeatGeek.com start tickets to Corey's farm. Over $50 your first purchase, you get $20 off using the promo code GOZ. GOZ. SeatGeek.com, again, SeatGeek.com. SeatGeek.com, your spot for concerts, for sporting events across upstate New York, and more. If you're looking to buy your tickets, now's the time to do it this summer. $20 off your purchase. First time with over $50, buy a bunch of tickets. $20 off if you use the promo code GOZ. GOZ. At SeatGeek.com, whatever it is, whether it's SPAC, the MVP Arena, the JMA Wireless Dome, that's still so weird to talk about in Syracuse. Wherever it is, the Aud in Utica, you're looking for tickets and shows and more. GOZ is the promo code at SeatGeek.com this summer, and we're going to try to add Corey's Farm. You can buy tickets to that using the promo code, guys.
Ooh. You may never get to leave, but you get to go to Corey's Farm. That's very cool. Actually, I need to go shopping anyway. Maybe I'll just give Corey money to have him bring me, meet me somewhere. And just, I wonder,
can't you meet?
Yes. Levack and Goz, the cows. Will you eat Levack and Goz when they are finally put out to pasture, so to speak?
I feel like I'd rather eat myself than you.
You don't want a big old hunk of Levack in your mouth?
I feel like it's cannibalism.
How great of an advertising campaign is that? You'll miss them on your radio. How would you like them in your mouth? Hunks of Levack. Wow.
Corey's Farm. You've wanted them in your mouth. Now you get it.
Yeah. A mouthful of Levack.
My colleagues at CBS 6 are looking at them. What's the new sports guy doing? What's he talking about in there with these?
Who's around you right now? Who's?
Nobody. They all got the doors closed. Rightfully so.
Bunch of nerds. I don't even know who works over there anymore. Who's this staff that you work with? All right. So Goz, Goz is on the Upstate Sports Edge now. Are you like the main guy on that now? Is that your thing?
If there's one, that would make me. Yes.
So, well, no, I'm saying it's not like when we first started going on the show, it was Kelly O'Donnell.
Yes.
Then it was your girl Brittany,
mm-hmm.
Devane or whatever her name is now, McHatton or whatever the hell her name is. She's got like 6 names.
Jason Lewis, Chet Davis, Gardner Royce, they've all been in that.
Yeah,
mix, right?
But like there was always like a main. Like there was Kelly O'Donnell, there was Brittany, there was boom, boom. And we would go on and like there was people who do feature pieces that would go on there. But you're the main now. So like you can like if you decide that you want to have Jeff Levack on a show, you have Jeff Levack on a show.
Yes.
Oh, cool. All right, good for you, buddy. Good for you.
It was funny though. I'll say that. Hopefully she's listening. This girl Natalie walked by, so I'm just doing my digital stuff. She goes like, "So what? Are you gonna do like digital? Are you gonna be on air?" I'm like, that's not my call. I just got like I don't decide. She's like, I don't decide those either, and then walked away.
I'm gonna make content, and wherever it goes, it goes.
For real.
So wait, when is the first Upstate Sports Edge gonna air?
Well, interesting question. The form in which people are used to the show airing, so like it used to be a half-hour TV show, that's probably not what you're going to get. You're more than likely going to get like the Upstate Sports Edge as more digital content, like interviews with the logo and stuff like that. So I would find it very unlikely you're going to get a 5-day-a-week half-hour show again. That's not going to happen.
Corey wants to know we're adding a call-in line to the podcast.
No.
I'd have to buy a burner phone. I could do it, but like the thought of Corey having my cell phone is cringeworthy. I love Corey. Like I think there is not a better person on the planet than Corey Darfler from Darfler Farms, Mr. Corey from Greenwich. He's like the nicest guy. But the thought of him being able to wake up at like 2:00 in the morning and go, "Hey Levack, who's the 5 best quarterbacks that are left-handed in the history of mankind?" And that like no, can't do it. I'm excited about the Upstate Sports Edge. I am.
Oh, thanks, man. Thanks, dude. I'm excited to see where it goes as well. I think it'll be pretty cool. Are you excited that Kyrie Irving's back as a New York athlete?
Screw him. No, because you know what, dude? Everybody's like, "Oh, he's back in Brooklyn. Everything's fine." No, he opts into cash kind of thing. Like that's what it is. Like he's not done, and he's just a jackass. He's an absolute 100% jack. Like the fact that people I know, I believed were intelligent Knicks fans were like, "Yeah, no, we need him." It boggles my mind. Like that's like being a neighbor to like. So you got a neighbor who has a really hot chick who's his wife. You know she's a hoe. You know she's flaunt. She's like everybody's doing a little of that. You know what I'm saying? Getting a little something, and that's going on. And then that just falls apart. He's like he loses a ball in the divorce. Like she gets half of everything, and then you go, but I think it would work here. I think as a Knick, it would be okay. Like there's not a way. No. Kyrie as a Knick would mean I do not watch the NBA for a full year. Like I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't. He is NBA cancer. There's one team he should go to. There's one team where he might work, and that's wherever LeBron is. So the Lakers. But like, no, he sucks, man. He's so talented and he doesn't care. Drives me insane.
Laker fans were devastated. I couldn't believe it. I'm watching social media light up after he decides not to go to the Lakers, and then people are getting like these funny gifs and memes of like LeBron crying instead of the crying Jordan meme. It was the crying LeBron meme. I'm like, that's actually pretty creative. That's pretty good. I don't know if LeBron's that devastated that he's not going. I know the Lakers were terrible. Anthony Davis also wasn't playing. Anthony Davis also said that he hasn't shot a basketball since April, and some people are like, yeah, that's not good either. But yeah, I'm thinking back on this. I have to, I guess, apologize now because I gave a lifeline the last time you and I spoke of Kyrie. I'm like, maybe he's changed. Maybe he's a different person. Our old intern, Kevin Sweeney, saw this quote from Shams, and he used that old quote from Blades of Glory. I don't know what it means, but it gets the people going. It's provocative about Kyrie saying this about re-upping for the Brooklyn Nets. Quote, normal people keep the world going, but those who dare to be different lead us into tomorrow. I've made my decision to opt in. See you in the fall. A11 even.
Dude, so
what the hell does that mean?
First of all, stop trying to make sense out of crazy people. Was it Mark Twain? Never argue with a crazy person. onlookers may not be able to tell the difference of who's who, right? It is always hysterical to me when people are like, oh, he opted in, he wants to be there. Like Russell Westbrook opts in to $40-some-odd million. No, I don't give a crap where I am. You think I'm leaving $40-some-odd million on the table? F you. Pay me. Kyrie is going to do what it has to do to make his money, and he might play, dude. He might play a bunch this year. He might actually play because there is. It's hard to believe there's a scenario where he and Kevin Durant healthy aren't a contender for the Eastern Conference Championship. It just doesn't. You're silly if you don't think they can win it. But he's such a jackass. It could easily, like Durant could one day just flippantly go, dude, the earth is as round as your mom's ass. And he'd be done for the rest of the year. He'd be like, no, never play it again. Oh, because he insulted your mom. No, the earth's flat. Like screw that guy. Dude, he is Skip Bayless's funniest line about T.O. was team obliterator. I can't even say it. You know what it is.
Yeah.
Kyrie's better. Kyrie is a destroyer. He's a destroyer of worlds.
We have still yet to see the game where Durant, Kyrie, and Ben Simmons are on the floor together. This still hasn't happened yet. Right. I know it was supposed to be James Harden. That actually did happen a few times. I think it was less than 30. But we will get at one point Durant and Simmons and Kyrie.
That quote needs to be who said this quote in bar trivia questions. All
right. Your quote or my quote? Yeah,
I think it's Mark Twain's. I think it's the Twains. Samuel Clemens, if you will.
With Kyrie opting back, by the way, you mentioned a lot of contracts that a lot of guys opted in. John Wall finally got a buyout with the Houston Rockets. He decided to go with the Clippers. It felt like John Wall was rumored for the Knicks for a while, and then he played 40 games and made $130 million.
Yeah.
The Knicks have already done that with Kemba Walker, with Jason Kidd. I feel like I'm missing another one in that. Stephon Marbury. Like, we've already gone through the older guards who aren't who they're supposed to be with the Knicks. We don't have to add John Wall to that list if you're a Knicks fan. Jamal somewhere is just poor Jamal. Sometimes I worry about him and the Knicks and what they've done to his poor stress over the last few months.
Jamal is he reached out to me not too long ago. We haven't hung out and had a couple of drinks in a long time. Long time. This job thing is ridiculous. I need like 4 less jobs. I think I only have 3. The Knicks are bad. But if they bring in Kyrie, they're worse. Like somehow, someone, because like I know it's like, oh no, he's not on the table anymore. No, he's on the table. There's a way. There's always a way. There's a way where they'll pay him just the way they paid everybody else. John Wall. Everybody who's ever, hey, you want to retire rich? Play for the Knicks for 5 seconds. They'll overpay you.
Well, you know who you don't have to overpay for? That's Jared Lozier at North.
Oh my God, Jared Lozier.
That's right.
518 Ginger.
956.
His website's thebaldginger.com.
That's not his website. His email is jaredl@nemail.com. He is saving you cash this summer. If you've been planning, man, my buddies have been texting me about some of their vacations they thought they were going to book this summer, and then they saw the price. They're like, we're not going on vacation this year. Maybe you could have gone on vacation if you saved some money throughout the year with your insurance policies on your car, your home, your small business, your monthly rates you're paying. You never have shopped the market and figured out you actually could have been paying a lot less. Jared Lozier could have done that for you and can still do that for you. Email him today. Free quote, jaredl@nemail.com, or text him 518-956-3753. I'll go slow for you on this one.
Yeah,
so you can write it down. Text him while you're listening to the podcast. Say, I want money, please.
And I want to know why you're a bald ginger.
518-956. 3753.
3753. If you use chunking for memory.
Are you offering 5% off if someone just texts us ginger? Is that what you've just done there, Levack?
That's ginger. Okay. Bald ginger.
Jared, you can text me if that actually happens.
Text him. Does the carpet match the drapes?
518-956-3753. Jared Lozier at Northeastern Insurance. He wants to work with you. We promise you that. And after the abuse that poor man takes from us, that's the least he can do.
No, he has to be good at his job. He has to be good at his job.
July 10th, Levack. You could have him again.
No, I'm not golfing with him.
A hideaway.
We golfed in a separate tournament with him. So there was like the tournament was like, so the July 10th, the Wide World of Sports at the Saratoga Lake Golf Club, the Hideaway. That one I golfed with all my friends from the Empire, which I intend to do again this year, because it's in a bye week and everything. And then there was another one later in the year that we golfed with him, and he made it sound like he was Tiger Ginger Woods, and he was terrible. So I hit him in the balls with a golf club, and now I've got brand new golf clubs. I bought a Callaway driver. I got golf shoes. I'll put one of his nuts on the sun. I'll do it. If he plays, if we golf with him and he plays as crap as he did last year, as good as he is at insurance and saving you money, he's that bad at golf, in my opinion. And his pants were way too tight.
I've got some breaking news here, sort of, kind of. Maybe
okay.
Not really.
I'm breaking wind.
Baker Mayfield is back in the news because today, as we tape this on a Tuesday evening, there's supposed to be some more details on the potential suspension of Deshaun Watson. The story came out a few days ago that the NFL was going to start that process. And the early reports had said that the NFL was going to push for that word again today, indefinite suspension, which some people have interpreted as that they're going to go for the full year. I feel like that's a classic PR move by the NFL because of, hey, let's say whatever, it's not going to get people pissed off at us. We'll say that number, and then we'll see what like the climate is of the fan. Okay, all right. No one's going to disagree with a non-number, but really harsh punishment. Baker Mayfield was at a charity event in Norman, Oklahoma, home of the Oklahoma Sooners, and was asked about potentially rekindling the relationship with the Cleveland Browns. Baker Mayfield said they have to reach out on their end, but both sides are ready to move on. So
he's still under contract, isn't he?
He's got a right. Baker's played 4 years with the Browns. The team did opt in for that fifth-year team option. So yes, he is under contract with the Browns this season.
Yeah, guess who doesn't have to reach out to you? The Browns. Because guess who you have to report to at some point? The Browns. Dude, here's the situation. I actually think the best thing for Baker Mayfield would be to go somewhere else and to compete for a starting job. I don't know, exactly which one makes the most sense. Maybe Seattle, whatever. But historically speaking, Baker Mayfield is way better after he's been disrespected. He walks, he leaves Texas Tech, he walks on Oklahoma, he's a monster. Even with the Browns, like he was, well, you're not going to start for us. You're not ready. You're not going to start. He played pretty well. He's been disrespected right now. He goes to Seattle. Watch the Seahawks actually play pretty well with him, especially with a guy like Pete Carroll who knew how to bring along Russell Wilson. Everybody acts like Russell Wilson was this like no doubt pick. He was a fourth freaking rounder. He was not what you thought he was going to be. And Pete Carroll brought him around the right way, and he had a lot more talent than people realized. I can see a Baker Mayfield doing really well. And I don't know if the offensive line is good enough, but like that kind of thing where if he's disrespected, he plays at a whole nother level.
It feels weird too for Baker in this spot because if Baker understands, I think everybody does, you have to be Sherlock Holmes to figure out this is a lame duck situation. Like they do not want him. He knows he doesn't want to be there, but because of the strange circumstance that is Deshaun Watson, 6 games, 8 games, 10, whatever the number is, Baker would likely be the starter. But Baker's going to have to make a decision here. You mentioned that he's going to have to report to the Browns because that's his sign of his paychecks. Is Baker just not going to show up? Is Baker just going to be like, look, I hate you guys. What you've done to me is disrespectful. I was your number 1 overall pick. I led you to your first playoff win in 20 years. I was the franchise, whatever Baker's mindset is. Okay, I know you guys don't want me. I'm not going to go out there and get injured. I'm going to go get paid by somebody else. That sucks. He got suspended. I'm not showing up. Baker could do that. But like you said, that doesn't work in his favor because it's an audition for 6 games, 8 games to show how good he is. Or somebody could look at it and say it's the exact opposite. Baker could tank for those games and nobody would want him. But it seems as if the reputation now around Mayfield, he had a bad season in 2021. He was injured. We forget that, but he was. Knowing Baker Mayfield's swagger is the way I'll describe it, I wouldn't put it past me to doesn't show up. I'd be like, wow, that sucks, dude. Watson got suspended. Who's going to play quarterback for you guys? Not me. I mean, you guys haven't called me. I'm not showing up. So that could be a wild storyline too. Baker might be like, nah, I'm good. Nah. Somebody's going to get hurt in the preseason. Just trade me. I'm good.
I can't see. I mean, can you imagine, like, not show up because you get fined too. Like, you get fined if you don't show up. So I could see him, man, I would show up. That's me though. I'm a rule follower. That's what I do.
Colin Cowherd's probably like, he's got that endorsement money to pay for that. He's doing enough commercials. Can't the commercials pay for him sitting out?
Colin Cowherd hates him, though. Like, legitimately hates him.
Does hate him. Yeah, for the New York connection to that storyline, too, I don't think any New York team, but we've tried to do that this spring if the Giants, Jets, or Bills. Unless an injury happens, he's not going to the New York team. He could have gone to Carolina. And like at this point, it's past the NFL draft. He's either sitting or wow. Not just saying this out loud. I think I don't know if he's actually. If I had to wager if he's going to play week 1, I'd say no. So I think Watson will get suspended and Mayfield's like, I'm good. After these quotes today, he's like, nah. They can call him in.
Yeah, but they don't. They don't have to call.
They don't have to. Yeah.
Right. I think he plays. Unless they're done with him, like unless they just don't want anything to do with him. But I don't know. I think the only way he doesn't play week 1 is if they've traded him or cut him, and I don't see those things happening unless there's an offer out there. It's just too good. Like somebody can send you a Nick Foles type, and a draft pick, and they want him that bad. So like if something happens in the preseason where somebody gets hurt really bad, and the team is so close, I could see it then, but. He's not in that high of a demand. Like he's got to play. Like he's to prove that he is what he thinks he is. Like we talk about Aaron Judge saying that's what you're doing. You're the best player on the team. Baker Mayfield says that shit too, but he's not even close. He's like top 6, 7, 8.
Good offer. We'll find out if it comes. Sometimes something's so good you can't say no to it. Like a ring at Lily and David Fine Jewelers, Levack. We talked about that wonderful couple earlier. I think you said it was Jamie and Melody. Do we know if they went to Lily and David Fine Jewelers?
I didn't get a good look at the ring. I didn't.
Okay. Well, if they want to be friends with me, they need to make that right decision.
I mean, they seemed like smart people, so I'm betting it was a Lily and David trip. And if it wasn't, I'll talk to them, and they'll start going to Lily and David. And then this amazing start will just continue to just peak. They'll keep going. So I think that's what it is.
That's right, Jamie. You hear that? Go get the wedding band at Lily and David Fine Jewelers 2-for-1 wedding band sale.
That's amazing.
Trust me, my man. That's going to come in handy. You can talk to my guy David about what the wedding plans might be going forward. Maybe you've got to get the ring resized. I didn't see how it fit on her finger. Maybe you screwed it up. That's okay. Lily and David Fine Jewelers can help you for whatever it might be. Maybe you're celebrating that summer anniversary. Get her something wonderful. There at Route 50, the shops of Wilton's Lily and David Fine Jewelers. Awesome selection of jewelry there. I got to see it firsthand. I always joke about how they moved that stuff and how it happened and how I feel like they added a lot more. They definitely did. And now you can find exactly what she wants. Route 50, shops of Wilton's Lily and David Fine Jewelers. I know from experience, here's my wedding band right there. Wedding season. I got some more coming up. Got to make sure you're looking good. Lily and David Fine Jewelers. Stop in. Tell them you heard about Goz's story. Tell them Levack helped with the proposal at the Empire game, and now you're going to do the same thing at an Empire game, and you're proposed thanks to Lily and David.
Maybe that's the deal. Maybe that's the deal. I would be honored to officiate your marriage, your wedding, but only if I know you're making smart decisions, like going to Lily and David for your wedding bands. Like that's because I don't want to be a part of a bad marriage. So far, I'm 2 for 2 on great marriages.
I feel like this is where the storyline of March comes back, where like now you're going to start calling Alyssa, be like, we got another proposal for this home game. The guy's chickening out. He doesn't want to do it. Alyssa, we need you in the tunnel. Just pull in like Eddie Brown in the limo, like here.
She's just shaking her. She's like, listen, you're going to get out there and you do the right thing. No, that still was one of the cooler things. I was happy to be a part of that.
Have you heard the story? I like how
a lovely lady.
Le'Veon Bell versus Adrian Peterson.
Dude, this one, I think you know how I feel about these fights. I am so excited about this fight.
Excited?
I'm excited about this fight. I'm excited. We got 2 guys in great shape. We got Adrian Peterson, and he's going to hit somebody. Might be a kid. Could be Le'Veon Bell. We don't know. It's craziness. Le'Veon Bell, he's a rapper. He's got to get his street cred up. These guys are coming in swinging hands. They're ready. This is going to be fun. This isn't too over-the-hill friggin' old farts trying to, cash in one last time. These are 2 regular farts trying to cash in one last time. I'm excited. I think these are great athletes. This is going to be good. Let's go. Throw some hands. Let's go.
Am I just missing the overall thought of why the fight game is changing? Like, did I miss the memo? Maybe what is happening now is that, like you said, 2 in-shape athletes are getting offered an opportunity to make a ton of money through YouTube and this new streaming service where it's like, okay, I'm in really good shape. I'm getting offered millions of dollars to fight. I think I can beat the guy I'm fighting. Why would I say no? I mean, maybe it's simple as that. Like the fight game to its core.
Well, it's like we used our heads as battering rams for decades. Let's a couple more hits for a couple more dollars. I mean, Adrian Peterson basically got canceled for beating his kid with a switch. Le'Veon Bell got robbed by naked women. I mean, these are things that happen in these guys' lives. They're ready. This is exciting. I think what it comes down to, guys, is
we're headed up the robbery of the naked women, which some people might have forgot that.
Oh, it's the best.
A great story.
The best. Like chicks come over, they do the things. He goes to do whatever he's going to do, and they leave with all this stuff. What were they wearing? Nothing when I left. Here's the deal, right? You're a little younger. You don't remember Celebrity Deathmatch on MTV. So it was a claymation show where like Madonna would fight Britney Spears or whatever. All these like mind-numbing matchups that you would never really happen. The world is such a shithole now that we can actually do it in real life. So let's go. Let's see Le'Veon Bell versus Adrian Peterson. The winner takes on Herschel Walker. Herschel Walker would whoop both of them. Let's go. Let's just get it. Let's get it on.
Yeah, it goes back.
Les Miles. Let's get it on.
Mills Lane, I think.
Mills Lane, that's one. Sorry. I knew it was one of those names. White people all look like to me.
Although Les Miles would have been hysterical doing that as well. Who should have been if he didn't get canceled, he probably would have been the next Corso, and he would have been screaming those things at random college campuses.
He should be back too.
Like,
what did you think? What did you think of him? I mean, come on. He eats grass. There's no way he's a friggin' nut job. Idiots.
Why did 20, 30 years ago athletes not constantly fight each other in exhibition boxing bouts for large stacks of money? Because there was no forum to do it. Right. It was either you were going to fight for boxing on television. There was just no platform to do this on. And
not just that, you were above it.
Yeah,
you were above it. Like there were certain things you didn't do when you were a legitimate athlete, a legitimate star. You didn't fight people unless you were a fighter. You didn't go on Howard Stern unless you were a stripper or a coked out comedian. Like you didn't do this. The world has changed. Like I got to get clicks. Well, you know what gets clicks? Fights. Get in there. Throw some hands. Let's go. Let's get it on. Ray Rice is gonna fight the winner. It's gonna be awesome.
No. I
don't think you wouldn't want to see it. You wouldn't want to see it.
He actually could sell some pay-per-views. I think that stigma is still around.
He's like Greg Hardy. It's like Greg Hardy is either going to give you a show and beat somebody up, knock somebody out, or you're going to watch a sack of excrement get knocked out. You can't lose. It's a win-win situation for you.
He really could do that, man. Like these guys, I got to go back to the Paul brothers because one of the Pauls, I'm gonna say it's Jake.
Which one?
Jake is fighting Tommy Fury at Madison Square Garden.
You got it.
Yeah. Tommy Fury, the younger brother of Tyson Fury, of course, the heavyweight champion. So, these guys started this trend. And look, I know there's been celebrity boxing before.
Now there's a huge bet between Tyson and Jake Paul, too.
Yes. So, if it's creating revenue and those guys are getting paid, they can go out and do it. Wasn't Nate Robinson got knocked out by one of the Pauls and all that other stuff?
That was Jake Paul again. And again, that was stupid because, Nate obviously didn't want to be there. But these guys are serious? Why the hell not? Go get it. Get you some. Your career's over as a football player until the next time somebody's dumb enough to pay you. Go punch each other in the head for my enjoyment. I'm fine with it. I'm the emperor.
Let's go. July 30th is when that fight is scheduled. So set your.
You're gonna watch it.
I probably will.
What else? Do we know what else is on that card?
Actually, I did have something else on that card. Hang on. There is another marketable fighter that is on that card. Give me I'm kicking myself that I don't know this off the top of my head.
But
Swaggy P.
That's all right.
Swaggy P.
The guy from Big Brother.
That's of course Swaggy C.
Oh, which one's Swaggy P?
Nick Young used to date Iggy Azalea. Remember the one who was on Snapchat? And
I love Iggy Azalea.
That was one of the early Levack and Wolf practice segments where you guys had to talk about Swaggy P and the Snapchat of who was D'Angelo Russell was taping him, and that's why the marriage broke up. Yeah, now you're getting back. He's fighting Blueface.
What's his real name?
Nick Young.
Nick Young. Okay, I thought you said Nick Cannon for a second. Nick Young. Oh, he's another idiot. He's fighting who?
Blueface.
Who the hell is Blueface? What the fuck is Blue? The Blue Man Group?
I gotta be honest. I'm not. Yes, I don't know. Somebody tell. Is it Blueface from the Blue Man Group? I'm actually not sure who Blueface. Blueface is a American rapper. Is what my first Google search is coming up. Fighting the former L.A. Laker and NBA champion Nick Young.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm a little more excited about the other one. Le'Veon Bell versus Adrian Peterson.
You're not excited about Blueface?
Blue balls? I'm not excited about those either. Now, you really want to get the ratings blackface. Have them fight somebody in blackface. Then people are going to tune in. That's an hatred. You get to fight hatred in its own. You fight hatred in one of its purest forms. That's a win.
Right, you know that match? There's a match from WrestleMania. I think it's like WrestleMania 6,
Roddy
5,
Piper,
maybe. Roddy Piper, you knew it. Yeah. Junkyard Dog, maybe?
Yeah, there was. I can't remember the reason too. They tried to like justify it. Roddy Piper was an odd dude. You ever like hear about the way he grew up and everything? He was basically homeless.
Yeah,
like a whole lot. Like Roddy, man.
He played a character on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia that's I think not that far off of his life. He actually was a wrestler on the show. He was only in a couple episodes.
It also was it They Live, where he has special sunglasses and he can see aliens, and then he fights them. And he drops the famous line of, "I came here to, kick ass and chew bubblegum, and I'm all out of bubblegum." Yeah, those some of the best stuff you will see from Mr. Piper.
There's no segue into Johnstone Supply in Troy. We hope that this summer it's getting hot.
I think Roddy Piper, if he was still here, would love Johnstone Supply.
I think so too.
I think it'd be one of the better decisions he made in his life.
Shout out to our guy George, Tom, and our guy Don, everybody over there, Johnstone Supply in Troy. If you're sweating, if you're in your house just sweating, wondering why am I constantly sweating? Time to get
Ryan McCarthy. He out-nerded you. Roddy Piper versus Bad News Brown.
Thank you,
with
Ryan.
The ghetto blaster kick. That's to the back of the head.
Johnstone Supply in Troy is here to help you stop sweating. Get that new AC unit by calling them today at 518-272-5922. 518-272-5922, or visit them 6th Avenue in Troy. We love to support people like Johnstone Supply in Troy. Have been rolling with us since this podcast venture started. We hope that you can roll with them this summer to stay cool. And if you're looking for a change, whatever it might be, Johnstone Supply in Troy can help you. Always some great prices for summer projects in store. If you're looking to just buy some tools or for some upgrades around your home, Johnstone Supply in Troy is the place to go on. 6th Avenue. Stop in on the weekday. Say hello to everybody. Great crew there. 518-272-5922. That is Johnstone Supply in Troy. Check them out on Facebook as well, Johnstone Supply Troy NY. Levack and Goz, Godzilla Media. Happy to have these guys as partners. Love Johnstone Supply in Troy. That's why I should end it all the time. Love them. I love you guys. The end.
It's true. It's true. It's like the longer I go without seeing Tom from over there, the more I like him. So there's that.
I've got a baseball one to lead off Q&A to end the day today.
Just got a random cigar laying on the floor over here.
Okay, you pick up the cigar. Jared W.
Olivia, no less. Yeah, that's a good cigar.
Jared W. has this one, not Jared Lozier. Jared W.
Right, Jared W.
Should more people be pissed off about Max Scherzer complaining how he doesn't want to pitch in Binghamton? He basically is calling out the minor league system and saying, "I don't want to be here." Are you guys okay with that?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, like, dude, you worked your whole life to not be a minor league pitcher, and then you don't want to go there. Like, remember when the Blue Jays had to start playing in Buffalo, and they were like, everybody was like, "Oh, it's not these fields are not up to major league standards." They're not. That's it. I mean, they're not. It's just like, why would you be one of the highest paid players in the whole game and go, you know what? Feeling pretty good about being a rumble pony for a day or two. Not just he knows how to get back. Just let him go back. Like, if I'm a Mets fan, whatever it takes to get him on the field. If he says he can get out of Citi Field faster with not going there, good. That's your deal.
Max Scherzer is a Hall of Famer. Max Scherzer is it's him and Clayton Kershaw of the last 15 years. Verlander, Scherzer's probably making an argument. He was a top 3 pitcher the last 15 years in baseball. If he says he doesn't want to pitch for the Binghamton Rumble Ponies, he said that in the post-game press conference, "I don't want to be a Rumble Pony." Okay, he doesn't. Like, what do we think he wanted to do? Put the city of Binghamton over? Like, I love being here. I just feel like minor league baseball fans, most of the rational ones, get what it is. Like, it's
no.
JV,
you know the problem is. You know the problem is, if it's good enough for Tebow, it's good enough for you. Okay, Tebow knows God.
What about that same comparison too? I'm like, yeah, Tebow hit 180.
You hate Tebow.
I'm glad that circus act ended. I wonder if like the history books will tell us the reason Tebow didn't make the majors because of COVID. like COVID. If COVID didn't hit, Tebow would have been in the big leagues. Stunk. Batted ninth as a DH.
I'm to this day, I am still shocked that he did not end up in the pros at all. I thought just for sheer gimmick of it all. Because how many times was he in the Mets farm system when they had nothing to play for? I would have brought him up to sell tickets. Yeah. Let's go. Let him have one at bat. I don't care. Pinch hit for a pitcher. There you go, everybody. There's Tim Tebow, everybody. See you later.
They should start signing Blueface to sell tickets then if they're going to keep doing that.
I don't know what Blueface is. I don't know what Blueface is.
I've got two things you don't know what the hell they are. I got two references here. Ryan dropped this one. Will Upstate Sports Edge now have a giant neon sign that says like the George Michael sports machine? I have no idea what that is. Yeah,
Ryan's got like deep pulls. Like Ryan is he's got a lot going on. He's got a lot going on in Ryan's head. I'm almost guaranteeing you there's like small skeletons under Ryan's house. I don't know, animals, children, whatever. They're there. I'll put money on it.
I love this one from Corey, who just wrote in. I heard on the Peter Burns. I'm not going to give that guy a shout out. I heard on a Sunday morning show that an NCAA football video game is coming out next summer. Are you interested? Corey, I have a piece coming out in 2 weeks from Matt Brown. If you really care about the video game, there's a guy named Matt Brown and Dimitri Ravenos who are doing unbelievable work on this research. Like, this is pretty cool, by the way, for a Capital Region connection. According to the reports, Albany football is going to be in the game. So if you want to play the NCAA football game,
my first question to you is Matt Brown married to Ronda Rousey?
No, he's not.
Oh, are you sure? Because I'm pretty sure that you booked a Matt Brown on my show once. Told me he was married to Ronda Rousey, and just minutes before we went on the air, I was like, that dude's not married to Ronda Rousey. And I had to change all the questions. Pretty sure.
Live at 5:50. Drive time.
It's like 5:12. I go, that's not the right dude. I think it's like a Travis or something, isn't it? And you're like, no, it's fine. I'm like, no, not fine.
Not the same Matt Brown.
No, different guy? Okay.
A different Matt Brown who works for Extra Points. So, Corey, Albany is scheduled to be in the game. All FCS teams are scheduled to be a part of this.
I hope Gattuso is on the sideline. Just a pissed off looking Greg Gattuso with his dogs next to him. Bruno and Blitz just walking on the sideline.
They got to clear all that stuff. I guess that's like the biggest hurdle, Corey, is the two parts. One is to get all the stadium rendering, which I assume is really hard. So it's like 150 stadiums they have to render. So that's what's taking so long. And again, according to Extra Points, got to pay
now with name, image, and likeness. That's different because remember they could do it before before the O'Bannon sued, NCAA was like, no, it's not really you. And O'Bannon's sued for hoops because it was clearly them. It was their number. They looked like them. That everything like that. I wonder if you have to make a deal with everybody's in the game.
So the rumor is that these schools have to sign like a piece of paper that says like Notre Dame. Well, Notre Dame's not a good example, like because Notre Dame has their own thing, but Oklahoma has to sign that lets everybody who's potentially in the game get a cut of whatever that is. Like, hey, we're going to give you a certain price of it. But what's cool is that
like 5 cents.
Yeah. So like, let's say you're the walk-on though. You don't know who they're going to put in the game. So they might put like you said, wide receiver 89. Hey, it's the freshman. They screwed it up. Yeah, I'm getting paid. Let's go. Like,
right. That's the check for $6.
Yep. And the other thing, Corey, because I know you're a video game guy, the biggest thing they've said is you cannot edit the roster because everyone's like, well, why don't you just don't pay the players? You put all the numbers like Levack said. Just put like fake numbers
I'll make my own.
Exactly right. People will just
Carl
make their own
stuff. Will be on my team.
Albany football will be in it. Union football will be in it. People can just load it. People figured that's too easy to get through that loophole, which darn it, because I definitely would have done that.
All right. I don't have any questions.
I don't have anything else as well. I think it's a nice way to close off because I like talking about NCAA video game.
I know you're excited. I'm trying to think the next video game I'm super excited for. I know there's another God of War coming. That's what I'm excited about. I love God of War. It's a great game. It's very violent. It's fun. A little mythology mixed in there. It's good. It's good times.
I love my child, but I would give a lot to play a video game again. You have kids like that. It's like movies, TV shows, and video games. Like what you do in your leisure time, your downtime. Those things are gone.
But you only play sports video games, right?
Yeah, I'm so bad at first player shooter games. And like there's rumors that the old GoldenEye is coming back. Like I used to hide in the bathroom because I was just so awful at them. All my friends were great.
Does your kid like Disney?
Yes.
There's a video game called Kingdom Hearts. Seems very nerdy, but it's all Disney characters and it's a adventure game. If you play it, he might think he's watching a movie with Donald and Goofy and all that stuff. You might be able to get away with it. You might be able to get, and then if he starts liking that, maybe you can get him to get away with, watching you play a little NCAA or something.
He's a big Spider-Man guy. I know Spider-Man had a video game out a couple years ago.
Spider-Man games are hard though. Those games are difficult. Yeah, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of those. Not at all. Let me see. I got a little advice for everybody. A little advice. Stop taking advice from fat guys who are doing a show in front of a bookshelf. That's what I have for you. That's my advice today. And watch Upstate Sports Edge wherever the hell they put it.